Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Judge Pirro hits it on the head again. All right, Judge Jeannie Pirro hits it on the head again. Why were these records not forthcoming, and why did the lawyers not bring them out of the therapist?
They don't know what she's talking about. Now, what does that tell you about
4 witnesses that were supposed to be there? They don't know what she's talking about. It's like this gal has no credible brain or memory at all.
Ford's memory? If they weren't there, is it possible Kavanaugh wasn't there either? Now, crucial here is Ford's therapy visit in 2012. For the first time in 3 decades, she says she mentions Kavanaugh's name. If true, why was the name Kavanaugh not in the therapist's notes? And why would Ford's lawyers withhold those therapist notes, at least the part that referred to this alleged event? Why was Ford so evasive when questioned by the prosecutor on this issue?
So, Kavanaugh wasn't mentioned in the therapist's notes. And the lawyers didn't say anything about it either. Something stinks to high heaven. Set up for sure. She's brain dead, so they're just pushing her that way.
Why did her attorneys interfere with her answering in her testimony on this point? Were methods used to help her recall whatever traumatic event occurred? If a rape victim undergoes hypnosis sometime prior to testimony for the purpose of refreshing her memory of the incident, the court and jury is entitled to know. Because of the risk of confabulation of recent events, like television, newspapers, that impact one's memory, it is not a reliable means of refreshing one's recollection. Ford's attorneys even said she was afraid to fly and had to drive across the country. Yet we now know she was never told the committee was willing to come to her. We find out she's not afraid to fly. The woman's flown all over the country and the world, the South Pacific and Hawaii. But move all of that out of the way. What we're really dealing with here is hypocrisy, not who's right and wrong, who's guilty, who's innocent. This is about people desperate to win at all costs. Take a man and his family down, no problem. It's the battle of the hypocrites. Now, Jeff Flake is the perfect example. He says after the hearing, he's going to vote for Kavanaugh. But the man buckles after 2 women scream at him while preventing his elevator door from closing.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. You're telling me that
I'm going to go past this stupid part. I think he's a flake in more ways than one.
You're willing to openly say conservatives are simply not entitled to the presumption of innocence? Who are you? But my favorite, Dianne Feinstein. Madam, you don't deserve to be in the United States Senate, and no one can believe anything you have to say.
Each of these allegations should be investigated by the FBI.
2 days ago, you called for an FBI investigation. What a shock. Why didn't you ask for it in July when you got the Ford letter? You didn't ask for it because you're a hypocrite. No, like a Cheshire cat. You sat on it to inflict the most damage at the most damaging time possible. Christine Ford didn't want to be exposed. But no, you had other plans. Your plan was to leak it. You actually gave Ford the name of a Democrat attorney. Poor Dr. Ford. This woman doesn't know she was nothing more than a puppet on the string of Democratic politics.
I'm going to end it there. All I can say is this is proved guilty before anything is legally done to prove otherwise, and the destruction is paramount. I'll give you the full link to her statement here, some other things going on. I just think it is pathetic, to say the least, and hypocritical, to say the least. In fact, as some say, Feinstein has now done some criminal activity with all this payment and other stuff with lawyers and setting up the lawyers. We'll see if that is true too. All I know is it's a real mess and they need to clean DC swamp out. And there are many in both parties that need to be cleaned out, but especially the Democratic Party needs to be cleaned out. And the weak-spined Republicans need to be cleaned out. There's no two ways about it.